hopefully this works out. Being live, trying to go three-dimensional, and trying to make sure we're in the right dimension. Dimension me to live again and to get in line with some super fantastic things in life. Simply put security clearance that truth gives us is worth smiling about. Okay, so crucial times, these times, very, very crucial. See, I'm trying to film myself while I'm doing this, because I can't see, get the camera up there. And super crucial times, really incredible times. I'm living, and it is a lot of pressure. And as we know, shit, we gotta, we gotta just deal with the pressure and let our brain function at full capacity while the pressure is on, because it's a balancing act. 14 pounds of pressure going against us, and 14 pounds of pressure that we put out. And also, we're born with 200 or 300 volts of electricity, or volts of electricity, and voltage, right? So light speed to that, and the extraordinary gifts that we have, and then organs that we have, that we use, organizational skills, so we got skills, take things and use them as something else. Our heart beats so fast, we can run faster and move better than any other human beings alive. So those are organizational skills that come to life all the time with us. So thankful for that at all times, and to say all those things is to give the life everything we have, because life is giving us everything we need. Simply just air, food, water, whatever. You have to work hard for it or not. You got it given to you, whatever way it is provided for us. Okay? So, let's take the human experience to this. Back in the day, when the numbers were greater, or not as great for some species of people, let's go back to this book this young man wrote about. It's Kicked Out of Heaven. He called himself The God, and the atrocities of the European culture that were carried out, the things we say during slavery here in America, the horrendous things that were done to people, the things that were done to women, pregnant women, with the horses and splitting them apart, skinning people alive. I mean, the worst things that you can think of. They were doing them back in the 12th century, before they even started invading the African countries, all of that kind of thing, in a power-based situation. And it's in that book. It's very well documented. Very well documented. Let's start there with the numbers of the living and the numbers of the deaths that go along with the opposing factor. What goes around comes around. All that's simple complexity. So, and I spoke of that before. The people give the so-called white people, Europeans, the power to be the most dominant killers or all that. But now we see the dearth attached to that. Since you want to be the greatest killers, then you have the least birth rate based on that. And that's not a hateful thing to say or a lowering of the human experience, but it doesn't raise the human experience up. It doesn't give the joy from the heart and the brain to carry that out and to share that with the family. Okay, what is to be carried out into living life and to share with the family is to increase the life, go forth and multiply. As all seeds that are dropped to the ground, as all planets they burst, all stars are born, all of that, all life forms in the water, everything is multiplied. Now, uh, sticking with the death in this book, Birth, Dearth, Ben Wattenberg, okay, wrote the book Birth, Dearth, explaining to the people how the European culture is not having enough children right now, okay? So, this book was written years ago, and the Europeans, the Jews, everyone was upset with him for writing that, for exposing the truth in such a way. Because he said, at their peril, at your peril, you're not having enough children. Because in so many years, you're going to be wiped out because you're not producing enough. They wrote that. This Jewish guy wrote this book now. This is just a few years ago. It's fresh right now. And they were pissed off at him. Oh my goodness. Dude, what are you doing? What are you saying? So, okay, I've got those instances. Going back to the instance of the book, Kicked Out of Heaven, The God. You can Google him, the young man, brother. He said he wrote the book. A lot of the white people gave him the information. The Europeans, Caucasians shared the info with him, the research that they had done themselves. I mean, just the torturous things that they would do to one another. Okay, so the great record keepers. Some of them were Jews, some were white. All that, white Jews, whatever. Great records keepers. So those are the records. We now hold that against them. But we're using that to set up this thing that's coming forth. Okay? So now, the death, the birth, death. Okay, you're the greatest killer, okay, but you get the least death because it's not what the universe is about. You're wiping everything out, okay? So, we have those two factors going on. And then we come up to the wars and all of that. And how many people have died during the wars? Europeans. How many of your people have consistently died? The numbers have been decreased immeasurably based on wars. Civil War, World War, call it World War I, II, and all that. And now, today, there are fewer and fewer whites that they have to now put someone in the Oval Office to carry out these acts of desperation to render some kind of life emergency management survival tactics. Yes, you can't help but to understand completely what it is they're going through, and all of that. Okay, so the people that are doing these things, everyone knows these things are not in pursuit of happiness. Okay, so these acts are desperate attempts to show unity, to bring in some unity, to live based on past actions. Okay, and the Europeans have to take responsibility for that, because the countries that Africans and blacks lead or govern don't go out and attack other major companies, corporations. Okay, so those facts are manifest in themselves. Now, who are the people that participated? It's now, today, we hear the Oval Office say he's an ally with Israel. Now, we have Israel. Okay, we're going to use that as an example. The least populated people, human beings, always talk about going to war. How do you do that? You have not shown how to preserve life, increase life, to multiply life. To always be talking about war. And then you get most of the international foreign aid to anyone, the least populated people, but always needing the most help. How does that work? You see? Let's factor that into ours, okay? To ours. Both ways, OURS, HOURS, because it's happening over and over again. The least populated country is getting the most international aid and running everything in the military spending budget, huge budget, and yet they need something. Very few people. Very few people. Look at the numbers. They'll tell you. Why do they need so much fighting? Who's fighting with them? Fewer number of people than they are, basically. With the not a few number, but fewer number of weapons people. You see? So, when you're going out to fight for someone, look at who you're fighting for. The people have not shown that they know how to preserve life and could produce more life. Why would you follow someone like that? Life doesn't go that way. No, you don't follow someone who's practicing death and cannot produce life, but only can produce death. And you want to portray their action, their heart, their spirit like that. We see with the POTUS, we see the present Oval Office say his children, his family, grandchildren, his relationships, which mean what? Years prior to this, they had a great relationship, building of the relationship in order to marry into the family. So look how many years already they were set up to this TV show. That's how I got the TV show, right? So now, during the presidency, when he was running, calling everybody out of their names, Trump, all the people, said nothing about the Jewish people at all. Called everyone else out their names. We know who owns the studios, the media outlets, 3 or 4 people, Jewish people, so-called white Jewish people. Let me get that right, whoever you call yourselves. Not call your names, but you want to be ownership. These are the records. That's all I'm saying. These are the records. Okay? So, and they did not stop anyone. I mean, not one time did they ask him to black him out or not letting him say them things. And they said nothing about what he was doing all through the inauguration. Not the inauguration, but whatever you call it, going up to the thing. Nothing. But soon it was afterwards, they had this guy pop up and say, oh, he said something about Jews. He brought up Richard Nixon up. What? Are you kidding me? And these two people that own the media didn't stop him from saying those things and knew he was in relationship with them, in the family relationship, knew what they were doing. Oh man, as soon as he won the presidency, blam, they jumped out of the Trojan horse. All of them jumped out of their Trojan horse. They was riding it into our communities. They sure did. They all jumped and came out saying this, all the president said this. Oh, yeah, you in now. You know, rode the Trojan horse in there, in the people's brains, hearts, with those moves, staying behind the scenes, just as happened with the Twin Towers. None of you guys showed up that day, out of there, boom, that day. Blam, gone. Same thing doing with the presidency, with Trump calling people names, all of that. You all running the show, had a news meeting. Look at the names on. Just asking you, look at the names. So the responsibility, you're dipping and dodging the responsibility all along. But the records show, beautiful records. You know, you have money, businessmen in suits, billions of dollars doing deals, right? So let's keep it there. It's not just that you don't see it as something destructive. You see it as business as usual. So when I say it, let's look at it the same way. Let's keep it there. I'm just bringing it up, right? Bam. Okay. So they weren't there. Same thing with here. Okay? Same thing with slavery thing. They said it had nothing to do with it. The record showed huge profiteers off it. So much so they almost made New York City the first Washington, the capital city. It was so much trade. Okay, let me get off track. Let me not get off track with this. But yeah. So why would you follow these people? They have not shown you how to live, to go forth, to go on. That's not, no. Again, we're using that book, The Birth, Death, Ben Wattenberg. said it. And they said it too. They were pissed off with him when he brought it out, brought all of that. So